Welcome back. My name is Ijama. I am a first year or an intern in family medicine residency, and today I want to talk a little bit about the transition between medical school, or at least the fourth year of medical school, and being an intern resident. So let's get into it. The first thing, and I feel like the biggest thing in transitioning between a fourth year med student and becoming an intern is actually stepping into the shoes of being a doctor and not letting the imposter syndrome that you feel diminish you and your ability to take care of your patients. Because you go from introducing yourself by your first name, my name is so-and-so, fourth year med student, to going into the room and saying, good morning, my name is Dr. So-and-so, I'm the one taking care of you, or I'm the one taking care of your child. And that's a big step. That first day that I was walking into the patient's room and I was like, I'm Dr. Okoye, and it just didn't even feel right coming out, just getting into that headspace and really believing that you are indeed the doctor. So that has been unexpected to me. I thought that, coming in, I was, you're very excited to graduate and you're just like, finally, I'm a doctor. And, you kind of joke around with your friends like, oh, hey, doctor, or so-and-so, and you're feeling yourself. Then you get in the real encounters with patients, and all of a sudden you don't feel like a doctor because, you realize that you don't know enough at all. You don't know anything, really. So it's been weird, but I'm getting used to it now. So the second thing is that this transition will strip you by force of any spirit of indecisiveness that you have. If you're the type of person who likes to go back and forth and let somebody else decide for you, you can never make up your mind. That doesn't belong in the medical field, because when I tell you, these nurses, they'll call and they'll just say, oh, this is happening. What would you like? Or you have to make these decisions on a whim, and you don't have time you do have small time, but you don't have a lot of time to now be going back and forth and weighing this and that. There's these situations you'll find yourself in, and you better be ready to make a decision, because you're the one who everybody's looking at to make the decision. Now, of course, it's a teaching system, so you can make a decision, and then you now run that decision. After maybe making it, you go and tell your upper level or your attending about it. Or you might have the chance to ask somebody what you should do before you have to make a decision. But it's only been 2 weeks, and there have been enough times that I've just had to make a decision first and then figure out if that was the right decision later. And you just have to be ready for that. You can't be doing back and forth oh, I'm not really sure, I really feel like we could attempt to do, no, they want the answers. And so that's been another hurdle too. Another big part of the transition to becoming a resident or an intern is that now not only are you a student, but you're a teacher at the same time, because especially if you're at a teaching hospital how I am, you have a medical student generally with you as part of your team. That may be a fourth year medical student who is acting as an intern, or maybe a third year medical student just going through the rotation. You are kind of in this odd position where you're trying to figure it out yourself, and at the same time you're having to feel like you have it all figured out so that you can be a resource to this other person on the rotation with you. And so going from strictly student to now student and teacher has been a very interesting transition. I have a responsibility to make sure that the student's getting a good educational experience, because they spend most of their time with me. And so that's been another interesting thing. I've enjoyed it, but I think if you're not it depends on your personality, basically, to whether or not like that's something you would like. Another major part about this transition that people don't tell you is that you're poor. Like, you know, if you're like me, who relies on good old Freddie, Sally Mae, and whatever, you know, Stafford loans and all that stuff, like, that's kind of how I've been doing med school, which is how majority of people unfortunately do med school in this country. So there has not been like money deposited into my account since January when I got my refund check. So that money from January has had to last me all the way till now. I got paid, yes, during orientation, but it was a small amount. It was only for like 1 week. And then I finally got paid Friday, and was able to like feel like I was worth something again, because my goodness, like people always say like, yeah, make sure you save your money, like, you know, you don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, I knew like I needed to be financially like savvy. Like I didn't waste my money, and I actually took out more in my last year than I did all the other 3 years because I wanted enough. And you know, thank God I did, because between moving, although we sold a lot of furniture, that money just went back into doing other stuff. But between getting my place and all the costs that went into that, furnishing things, just, oh my goodness, the expenses just never stopped. And you're just like, well, we're just eating cheese and crackers until you start getting paid, which is kind of where I'm at now. So finally, I didn't even go grocery shopping last week because y'all, the financial drought is real. So, you know, just keep that in mind when you're transitioning between 4th year and your intern year, to make sure you have a little nest egg, especially if you are considering buying and not renting anymore. You need to make sure you have a lot more stuffed under your pillows. And also make sure you have a graduation party, because that's honestly where a lot of the money that I've survived off of came in, because I had a graduation party in May. And so I did get money from that and from family, which was very helpful to carry me over to this point. But yeah, so that's just a few of the things that I've noticed in this transition. It's still, you know, we still got a lot more to go. I'm 2 weeks in of my first rotation, and you know, it's been cool. I was gonna say it's been fun, but it's been cool, like learning about myself, putting myself out there, seeing my confidence grow a little bit. I'm a little bit more efficient, like with writing my notes, and just little things that I've noticed that I'm getting better at. So I'm excited to grow more, learn more, you know, just really step into that role of being a doctor. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If so, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment down below, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope that you guys have an awesome week ahead. Bye.